Good morning, Tubulum. My name is NoNo, and welcome back to Wani Hug That Gator. Don't even ask. Anyway, my vision clears and I sit up from the plastic bed. We just got knocked out in dodgeball. I don't know if you guys remember that happening, but it sure is bright in here. Oh shit! They broke my sunglasses! Oh, were those the sunglasses? They weren't just glasses? Lucky I brought my reserve pair. I want to punch you in the mouth. I stand from the rubber mattress, taking in the tiny room finally. All alone, not even a school nurse or anything. Oh, there she is. Looks like she's attending to another student who has his snout stuck in a cone. What? Like ice cream cone? What kind of cone? Traffic cone? What kind of cone? Looking at the clock on the wall, it's already noon. That would explain the pounding headache. Finally awake, Shades. I sit ramrod straight, the fear of God stricken into me once more. Calm yourself, cadet. You ate dirt pretty hard back there. Oh, man, yeah. Wait, you did that. I did. Pelted you right in the back. Do you know why? Because I messed up? Be more specific. Because I couldn't be a good teammate and got hit in the face? Wrong. It was after that. Nothing happened after that. No, you gave up. But I was doing well. You think so? I was blocking the balls and you weren't blocking anything. You were showing off. You found a single thing you could do and started dancing around like a clown. You focused on the easy thing and gave up the real thing. You were so focused that you forgot to look around for a moment. And here you are. I know a defeated man when I see one, and there's no way in hell I'm letting a student of mine give up so easily. It's the first period of the first day and you're already giving up. Either way, that's a pretty bad lump you ended up with. You gotta wash around some students, if you know what I mean. I blink a few times and recall the chick that yelled at me to catch, followed by pounding me in the face. That one, she's, He chuckles to himself a bit. She's something, alright. Yeah, look like the devil herself. Anyways, take the rest of the day off, kid. What? I'm telling you to go home. The principal gave the okay. I feel my head again. Another stab of pain. Am I really not good to go back to class? Wasn't I getting lectured about this just a few moments ago? Well, I don't want to give up so easily. No, you should go home to your folks. He scratches the back of his head, slightly embarrassed. Right, about that. We tried calling him earlier. Couldn't reach him. I gave a sad half smile. Yeah, sounds about right. I can make it home fine on my own. He nods. When you get back, don't give up so easily. He holds the door to the nurse's office open. I nod and exit the office, Coach slowly closing the door behind us. Oh, he came to check up on it. Oh my god, he's still following. Oh, and here's for tomorrow. A brown paper bag is shoved in my arms along with my backpack. Peeking in, I see something blue and gold wrapped in plastic. If you hadn't been late, you could have changed into those. Thank you, sir. Next time, Shades, think faster, got it? Yes, sir! His smile is positively unnerving. Now scram, cadet! Alright, bye, ape man. Beat the shit out of me later, please. Well, this is officially the worst day I've ever had. As my feet drag along the linoleum floor, I can only help but painfully think of all the failures of the past few hours. No thanks to a very prominent bump on the back of my head. Ow. I'm worse than everyone here, both on a creative and physical level. I know I really shouldn't be bothered by it, but I hate seeing just how far behind I am compared to everyone else. And I thought I'd make new friends. What was I thinking? I stop and shake my head a bit. What the heck am I doing skulking like this? It's a bad first day. It's just the first day. There's still all the rest. I still met Ben and Damien. They're pretty cool. I'm not going to let my optimism be ruined just because of a bad dodgeball match. Just you wait, Saint Hammond. Today was a test run. Tomorrow's the real deal. Morning comes. I hope it doesn't. That's a terrifying thought. Don't watch the sunrise! I've always had a decent internal clock, but it's a new record for me to get accustomed to a new sleeping schedule in just one day. Especially with this fully grown lump on my scalp. I move an arm from my sheets and feel my head. Yeah, that's bruised real good. Could be worse, though. Alright, time to get up. I slump out of bed and yawn, stretching. Is that a fucking Avengers poster? I slump out of bed. Yeah, and that's a fucking Dark Knight, but the Dark Knight's... My face cam's blocking these. I'm sad now, and that's Wonder Woman. I slump out of bed and yawn, stretching my arms and cracking my spine a bit. My new room is pretty nice. Quite spacious, even, with all the steel-sealed boxes. I brush my hand over one of them and one with my other clothes. Sorry, I'm fucking losing my mind. I'll get around to opening them at some point. Right now, though, it's time for breakfast. I shuffle downstairs into the heart of the house. The morning sunbeams shining through the window draw my eyes to look out to the new neighborhood. The driveway is empty. Looks like my parents are already gone for the day. No surprise there, really. It's all they ever focus on. A shiver runs up my spine as my feet step on the icy tiles of the kitchen. My eyes are drawn to some taped-up boxes that are still scattered about the counters. There's a familiar sticky note on the fridge. I don't even have to read it to know what it says. At this point, Mom's just wasting paper. The least she could do is reuse the same note and make some small addendums to it. I snag a plate from the nearest drawer and open up the freezer. No fresh produce to be seen, but there's still the mostly full box of breakfast burritos. Yeah, I've been trying to appreciate ethnic cultures more. Plate loaded with a couple of the minuscule flour-wrapped meals, I set the microwave and wait for the burritos to hopefully not explode or burn inside. While I wait, though, I check my phone. I scan over my newsfeed and check out some of the people I'm subscribed to, hoping there's something to watch during my meal. Unfortunately, nobody posts videos or streams this early in the morning. Guess I'll just watch the suggested video then. I prop my phone up and click on something random. Actually, you know what? There might be a very interesting market for people who are just waking up right then. Like, if you started streaming like right at 4 a.m. and you did it until about 9, like that's probably a golden hour to like really get a lot of attention and garner a lot of eyeballs on you. At the ding of the microwave, I retrieve my breakfast, carrying it carefully so I don't burn my hands at the bottom of the plate. I give the first burrito a test bite, and the inside's still cool. I don't want to stick it back in, though. The tortilla would just become a brick then. Yeah, I've been there, bro. I've been there hardcore. I shrug it off, continue chewing, and watch my phone. Top of the morning, folks. Okay, that's Jacksepticeye. By the time the video ends, I've finished the last of the half-thawed burritos. Pocketing my phone, I slip the plate in the sink and head out for the day. Get on with it, dude! This time I'm at least getting through the day. Today, survival. Tomorrow, thrival. I'm punching myself in the dick for saying that to you. I'll work on it. You fucking better. If I ever have to say something that stupid again, I'm gonna be very sad. On the metro again, I take a little more time to check out my surroundings. The sun shines through the windows across from my normal seat. There's this one chick that was there yesterday, probably on her way to work. It's probably a set routine for her at this point. She always does a bit of makeup first and checks her phone the rest of the way. When the sun shines through the window, it highlights her hair in a really neat way. Like a movie poster almost. Hello, suit. I take a picture, but it just might be a bit too awkward for me. Also, everything's disappeared. Why is it so dark? Ahem. How's St. Hammond treating you so far, Mr. Nito? A voice so deep I feel it reverberate in my bones calls from above. Is it a shark? What the fuck is that? Are you the president of all the RHINOs? Taken aback at the authoritative stature. His head is nearly grazing the top of the passenger car. How did he even get in here? Oh, it's been great so far, Mr. Ferris. He offers out his hand for a handshake, though his palm alone smothers my entire hand. How do you know my name? You're clearly going to school. The nearest one is St. Hammond, and I'm already aware of a new human student, if you don't mind my profiling. Whoa! You got all that just from looking at me? I'm partially joking. Your full name is printed on your backpack. You know that's dangerous, right? Oops. Yep, that's alright. But please. I know it's only been a few days since the year started, but I'd like to hear your opinion so far. Is this a questionnaire or something? Not exactly, but it is of some importance to an assignment of mine. What does that mean? He's in the fucking RHINO FBI! Oh, and what am I being too secretive for? I'm here to audit your school. See, the teachers know the students. Make sure it's a proper place of learning. I wish it were something worth being secretive about. More often than not, it's just paperwork and office politics. Oh, alright then. My thoughts on the school so far. I consider telling him about the teacher nailing me with a dodgeball to make a point. Nah, I'm over it. Well, the classes that I have are great. The teachers are a dynamic bunch. He thumbs the inside of his coat pocket for a pen, but decides he doesn't need it yet. I see. Any favorites? I mean, I don't like to have favorites, but all the staff seem pretty lively. Ferris lets out a heavy, rumbling chuckle. That's certainly good to hear. And what of your fellow students? Made any friends? It's been a bit of a struggle, but it's always been that way for me since my folks move around a lot. I think I'm doing pretty good this time. Why do you think that is? I think it's the jacket. The jacket? I give my lapel a quick tug for extra style points, just like I just fucking did. God damn it. The Coastline Cotton Nylon Bomber number 32. Part of the latest catalog of A&F. That's assholes and fuckers. I see. Does he need to lean so close to inspect it? If the carriage rocks it anyway, he'd probably turn me into a piece of modern art against the window. And that's really what the youth are into these days. Hey, the results speak for themselves. Whatever he's thinking about, it's got nothing to do with his work. I think I have a pretty good idea on what it could be, though. Mr. Ferris, you got no swag? Huh? Well, I guess that probably answers it. I admit to being a little gray. I'm aware I'm not exactly with it anymore. Well, even the older generation get dressed to impress. You just have to see what people today like to wear. I'm certainly willing to listen to the youth of today, yes. It is somewhat important to my job to know how the student body thinks. And my niece often suggests dressing more relaxed, whatever that means. Does she ever see you in casual clothes? I'm wearing them now. I can save him. The rest of the trip was quick, but we continue with small talk about trends. When we arrive at my stop, he attempts to give me his business card. For someone whose mere presence could stop a fight, he seems like a genuinely nice fellow. I look forward to talking to him again. If we ever see him again. Dear God, we're back in dodgeball. Oh God, those burritos were her mistake. My stomach is roiling after the warm-ups. Alright, maggots! Today we'll be working on your cardiovascular system! And by that I mean a good old-fashioned mile run! I want everyone out on the track field yesterday! I notice Damien's mouth opens soon as Coach Sully yells the words. And no, Damien, that doesn't mean I want you to time travel! Unless, of course, you mean running so fast you hit 88 miles an hour! Just as quickly, Damien shuts his mouth again and shoots Sully a thumbs up. Sully's only reply is to let out a snort. Double time it now, cupcakes! There's no hesitation for me this time. I follow the rest of the class and do the run Sully wanted. As expected, I rapidly fall behind the pack. Hey, Inko, nice of you to drop by. How are you doing? Damien, what are you doing back here? Keeping my new buddy company, of course. What are you doing? Trying not to vomit. You're doing great, then. Thanks, I guess. Shouldn't you be at the very front of the pack, though? Next to Mia? Nah, man, not her. Mia? You know, the one who knocked you out yesterday. A brief flashback reminds me of the red Parasaurus. Ah, her. By the by, glad to see you're doing way better today. You're even up and running. Yeah, glad I didn't wind up with permanent brain damage. Hey, question. Was what happened yesterday normal around here? Well, Mia's a wild one, that's for sure. Best not to mess with her unless you're into those kinds of chicks, in which case, be my guest. As for Sully, yeah, he's always like that. You'll get used to it, though. He ain't that bad a guy once he warms up to you. If you say so. Hey, don't worry, man. You're going to fit right in no time flat. In fact, you should sit with us at lunch. That way we could give you the proper welcome and stuff. Lunch? I mean... Inko, Damien, don't fall behind! Sully's voice snaps me from my mini stupor and makes me realize just how far behind Damien and I are falling, while the rest of the class. Oops! Better catch up with the others before Sully brings out the punitive measure. Excuse me, the what? You don't want to find out, brother. Trust me. Fucking run. Come on, dude. Let's jet. Before I can say another word, Damien gets behind me and starts pushing me forward, forcing my legs to move faster than I think they ever should have. I didn't say the last word. I have to struggle to not trip over myself, but somehow I managed to keep up the pace that Damien was forcing my whole body to maintain. These seats are fast, man. Oh my god, we're drenched in sweat. And we've collapsed. 5 minutes and 3 more laps later, I fall flat on my ass, my heart beating so fast and lungs burning so fiercely that every breath feels like sandpaper scraping against my throat. Regardless of that, though, I finished the jog. The first small step towards conquering my physical weakness. Good job, maggots! Keep this up and you'll be soldiers yet! Sully turns to me with a slight grin, shoots me a thumbs up. Okay, that's all for today. Hit the lockers, cupcakes! Damien helps me back up, and I join the rest of the male students as we head back to the locker room. Do dinosaurs have dicks? They don't. We would talk a bit more about our interest in other school matters on the way. Damien filled me in a bit on St. Hammond's history during the 3 years he'd been in attendance. By a bit of luck, our lockers aren't that far apart from one another, but our conversation isn't a real possibility considering all the other ones going on in a relatively cramped locker room. Hi, Wesley! Apologies, my son decided to pay me a visit. I don't know how much of that you saw. There really isn't that much more time to chat before the bell rings for our next class. I wave goodbye to Damien and start looking for my next class. Don't forget, lunch with the buds. I nod and reply as I turn around and head down the halls towards my next class. Making my way down the hall, I take notice of the surroundings. Though everything about the school seemed pretty normal, there are some key modifications made to better suit the majority of the student body. Mainly water fountains that settle a good 10 or more feet above me. Overall, nothing crazy special. This next class I'm sort of looking forward to, AP Art Design. The class looks like it's in a studio classroom on the second floor. You're just trying to show off all these fancy-ass backgrounds. Part of the school here is built to be both inside and outside, with open ceilings and walls here and there. Also, since it's also the art wing, the displayed pictures are coated in hydrophobic layers and framed. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Although since it's the start of the year, the halls are freshly cleared, waiting to be filled in as the semesters pass. Of course, there's no shortage of drains. This hall in particular is displayed prominently in the school's advertising material, and for very good reason. The carefully and expertly built dynamic between the surrounding nature, the school, and even the building materials themselves is nothing less than mystical. I can already feel the creative juices flowing. Soon enough, I'm standing just outside the door to my next class. Much like in the school wall outside, it's decorated in various colors and patterns, each corner painted and tagged by different students. Tagged? I hope they mean graffiti, not piss. I barely step foot inside before the bell rings. Since I was the last one in, all but one of the other seats were taken. It's pretty close to the front. While many of the students look well prepared, some are clearly ready to fall asleep within the next few minutes. He is gonna clone us. Then there's this teacher. He's standing by the board waiting for me to finish looking around and take a seat. Since he isn't urging me to look for a seat, he must be used to the new students taking it all in. That must be the art teacher. Somehow he looks young and old at the same time. Well, don't want to hold up the class for too long. Trying not to take the teacher's hospitality for granted, I take the seat closest to me in the front row. Even with me sitting down, the art teacher still continues to idle and sits staring at the seated students with a hazy stare. Nobody else seems to be paying attention to him, save for a few people here and there. A few students are whispering something behind me. Where was he yesterday? Hey, I'm not complaining about less work. Yeah, but on the first day? Huh, so in a way it's the teacher's first day as well. So I didn't miss anything in class. That's pretty cool, actually. The teacher slams the front of his desk with both fists, the sound echoing through the room. It's the signal for all auxiliary conversation to cease and class begins. Despite the sudden furniture abuse, the teacher doesn't look agitated. Rather, he's got a massive grin on his face. The phrase winning smile comes to mind. Jesus Christ. Right then! The pale pterodactyl holds what looks like to be a metallic tray on a stick. Good morning, class! He's a Power Ranger? Thank you, Raptor Jesus, for forcing me to wear prescription shades. My classmates are all wincing in pain and wiping at their eyes. And welcome to AP Art Design. He holds up the stick haphazardly. This is a flash pan. Saw it in an antique store yesterday, thought it'd be a good introduction. It's not important. Worthless, actually. Oh, the class winces as the stick is chucked into the garbage bin and shattered. Excuse my absence yesterday. I had matters to take care of elsewhere. My name is Mr. Latikin. Within the blink of an eye, the teacher has replaced the sun on a stick with a fancy marker and managed to scrawl his name across the board in the finest show of calligraphy. And I shall be your guide as we explore the expanse of the creative world. Let's not dilly-dally then, shall we? For a teacher, he's very animated. The first week, we'll be going in depth on the history of the fundamentals of art, perhaps a little trial by fire as well, to get your juices flowing. There's murmurs from my classmates, though I pay attention. Pay them no mind. In fact, the prospect of doing some creative work to create something that I could possibly show off. For a brief moment, I picture my own name on a placard in the hallway outside the principal's office. For now, though, I'd like you to all open up your books to page 3. Right, my book. What book? Wait. Looking around, I see that everyone else has a novel-sized hardcover book opened. Oh, They must have gotten them yesterday. Now then, class, we'll be starting with... Hesitantly, I raised my hand. Mr. Latican, sir? I don't have a book yet. You don't have... How? The substitute passed them all out yesterday. Oh. His eyes flicker open a second as he connects some internal dots. The word on the street is that some new kid got concussed so hard he had to leave early. Did the street at least mention I was doing well before that? Ha! Of course not. You're Mr. Nito, then. Yes, sir. Given the circumstances, I'll let it slide. For now, why don't you share with one of your classmates? After class, I'll write you a note that you can give to the librarian. Thank you, sir. I kind of regret being so late because the only person I can realistically share with is the person at my side. So, hey. There she is! Wait a minute. Wasn't she the one speeding through the hallway yesterday? Just like back when I feel her gaze piercing it cold as if she's not even seeing me next to her. Would it be okay to share the book? It'll only be for today. Instead of a verbal response, she lets out a defeated low groan like I just spit in her cereal. She then huddles back over her page. Well, gee, sorry I asked. It's only the first real day. Maybe I won't need it. Olivia, come on. Share with him this one time. I already told him I'd personally resolve the issue. Just help me out here, alright? She responds by making a show of sighing deeply while rolling her head back and around. Ordinarily, there'd be a groan to go with the gesture, but she remains silent. Her head hangs low in defeat, and she nudges the book a few centimeters closer to me. Thanks. I slide my own desk closer to her, just enough that I can read the page. While our teacher orates the page as if reading from Death of the Hunter, I follow along while simultaneously trying to capture anything that stands out in my notebook. A lot more difficult than expected, as Mr. Latican seemed to put emphasis on every word he spoke. I felt like I was just copying the page wholesale. My eyes turned from the book to the girl's notes and... Scratch, scratch, scratch. There's some very murderous-looking claws on her fingertips. For a split second, I see them retract. She wipes her fingertips on a small hand towel and... The claws extend again in a bright red puddle on her desk. A singular red-colored claw is pressed on her paper for a moment, and then quickly tugged and twirled and twisted, leaving behind a bright red cursive sentence on the page. Cool. Those silver irises flick my way once more. What? What you're doing? That looks pretty cool. A hint of red creeps across the girl's cheeks. She looks back at the book and hunches her shoulders as high as she humanly can. Dine only? Question mark. Huh? She's now leaning over her notes too, even using the book as extra protection for the pages. I should be focusing on my notes, yeah. An impossible task, though, now, as the colorful calligraphy next to me has piqued my curiosity. The quill talon continues to delicately etch notes onto the page, and it only leaves the page to dip into what looks like a tiny paint palette at the edge of her desk. The claws extend again, and now there's a faint rumbling. Hey! I hadn't meant to get caught up in it. Sorry, I wait for her to give me her name. She doesn't. She simply returns her focus to the book between us. I wonder what her deal is. In either case, I turn my attention back to the class, hoping I can make up for lost time. It's hard to ignore the Gator girl, though. Especially when those icy gray eyes of hers feel like icicles poised to stab through me. Hey, wait a sec. Those hand motions. She's not writing anything now. She's drawing. Well, it's none of my business, but I am rather curious. I make a show of leaning back to yawn. Now I can see. It's... Whoa! It's a calligraphical doodle of me! There's no mistaking it. That's my jacket and sunglasses. That's pretty cool. Nobody's really ever drawn me before. Well, there were those others on the first day of school, but that's different. They weren't using their own claws or ink. Aw, man, I can't wait. I gotta ask for a closer look. Hey. Your picture's super cool. Can I see it? She glares at me, but slowly brings out the sheaf she was doodling on. With the paper more visible, I can just barely make out all the important details. The line work is sharp, each stroke an organic curve that when combined formed what had to be me. It even had my glasses in the negative space of my head, though what was the multiple swervy lines coming out of the drawing's head. Dude, this is great! She rolls her eyes and starts retracting the page. Can I take a picture of it? A pause. Why? Nobody's ever done something like that for me. I want to remember it. She passes the paper over to me. Yours. Whoa, really? Thanks. Don't mention it. But, don't. She's nice. After a grueling period made worse by my own anxiety, the bell rings to set us free. Finally, freedom at last. Stay for a minute longer, Inko. I get some sideways glances from other students as they leave, no doubt suspecting I'm a teacher's pet already. With a few strokes from his pen, Latican hands me a note. Just show this to the librarian and she'll hand you your books. On your way now. A quick trip to the library earns me my missing books. I even got a fancy laminated library card. Latican's introduction to his class certainly has me excited for photography next. First stop, though, lunch. Can't take pictures on an empty stomach. Between my lackluster breakfast and gym class, I'm starving. Despite my hunger, though, I stop dead in my tracks as I look around the cafeteria for a place to sit. The whole place is overtaken by lawless anarchy. I've never seen a riot this intense. A few students have even crawled halfway up the wall, hanging by the decorative vines. Food flies about everywhere, utilizes ammunition rather than sustenance. And yet the security guard by the door isn't moving. This must be acceptable? I shudder to think what would be bad enough to warrant him taking action. I've never seen anything like this at many of my old schools, but more importantly, all the cliques have already formed from the previous day. I missed my chance to sit with anybody. What about Damien, dumbass? Wait, it's only the second day. Why am I acting as though it's too late for anything? Yo, Nico! I'm shoulder-checked from behind by what feels like an oversized fist or undersized boulder. If I wasn't already by the wall, I would have been either sent sprawling or made into roadkill. When I turned around, I met with Damien's toothy grin. Ow, what? Already forgot about me? You don't got anywhere to be, right? Yeah. You stuttered! Come on, we're going somewhere. May as well, right? Damien excitedly motions me to follow through the traffic of students going about the lunchroom. Peering through the crowd, waving me over and disappearing again like he's outrunning something. It's a good thing I hadn't gotten my own lunch yet. I'd be dumped on the ground about 3 elbows and a slap ago. Through the clamoring, I hear something about a turf war restarting with the new year and the megalodons will continue to rule. Somewhere mixed in all this undeniable sound of a steel chair clattering to the ground. The place is an actual war zone now. How on earth is Damien able to weed through these guys so easily? Eventually, he leads me to the far corner of the room and to his usual lunch table. Hey, you're alive! I think one of my ribs is cracked. That's just the school spirit you're feeling. Oof. I feel less like a person and more like a well-used punching bag. I finish stretching my wounded back and actually check the table. It's basically empty. There's only one other person here. Hey! The Gator girl gives me an unamused raised brow. Hey, you. Oh, snap, you know Olivia? Olivia, right, yeah. The one and only. Why didn't you tell me you met her already? Because I only sort of did. We're in the same class. Ah, okay, I get it now. Still, that sounds awesome. All my lunch buddies are artists. All? Oh yeah, there's usually a third in our group, but she's out screwing around in school business. She'd probably be back tomorrow. Student council stuff can't take that long, right? What's she need with the student council? Oh, she doesn't need anything with the student council. She's in it. She's the treasurer. The treasurer? Something like that. Olivia just grunts in reply. She doesn't even bother to look up from her lunch tray. Aren't you an artist too, Damien? Nah, I don't got the patience to sit around for hours like that. So you're not taking advantage of the art programs here? Don't really need them. Home's just real close by. Only other artist here today is Olivia. His arms wave over Olivia as if he's presenting her at an auction or something. For her part, the Gator girl just grunts again. Well, what do you do then, Olivia? She finally looks up, turning an indifferent look my way. Did she say something? What was that? The ambient war noises are a bit too loud. Can't hear a thing. Sorry, I can't hear anything you're saying over the... Don't sweat it. She's just the real quiet type. I paint! Whoa, hey. Holy hell, her voice sounds so raspy as if she'd never drunk a drop of water in her life. Guess I hadn't noticed before she gave those one-syllable responses, but for someone's voice to be strained from a single shout. She furrows her brow and looks back down at her lunch. Oh snap, we've been standing around for a while. He sits back in his own seat and takes a huge bite of the mystery meat steak. Right. Food. After the workout and poor breakfast today, I'm particularly famished now. But the line. All eyes look to where the lunch line should be, and it's become a full-blown riot. Someone's got a fire extinguisher trying to stop it. I probably should have waited for you to get yours. Oops! Damien returns to his steak rather aggressively. But who am I to question dino etiquette and the act of using one's foot to anchor the food for tearing? Suddenly, the sound of squeaking rubber draws both of our attention towards Olivia. She's holding onto her wheels, having just skidded it across the granite floor. Yo, what's up? She tilts her head back towards the courtroom door behind us. It looks like there's a few vending machines out there. Huh, I guess I'll check them out. I leave the group behind to go try and get lunch. Not a fan of soda and chips for a meal, but it's enough for wartime survival. Hey, this thing accepts credit cards. That's handy. I'm feeling like... My favorite color is drywall store brand soda. Pretending to be an on-a-diet baked chips. A huge fucking idiot. I'm going to get a sports drink. What? My favorite color is drywall store brand soda. Pretending to be on a diet baked chips. A huge fucking idiot. I'm going to get a sports drink. Jesus Christ. My favorite color is drywall, I guess. Was that oh shit, hang on, was that a choice? Was that a choice that's gonna significantly impact something? How many endings are there to this goddamn shit? I pick out a few other brands I recognize enough to tide me over the rest of the school day. I've been to pick up the bags from the dispenser slot and... That green chick's looking at me. She notices me gazing at her and hunches over hurriedly again. What's that all about? Right, making new friends. I buy a few extra sodas for the table. Carrying everything back in both arms, I place them around an empty spot, sliding a can of soda to Damien. He looks at me like I just tossed him a gold bar. Whoa, dude! The Dillo boy's mouth wide open as he chomps on the bottom of the can, his fangs piercing the thin metal and spraying its contents down its gullet. I toss him over to Olivia as well. She eyes it as though we were booby-trapped before taking a bag of chips. Damien sighs happily as he chucks the shredded remains of his can away. Caffeine ambrosia. What were we talking about before? Olivia's art, right. She's really good, Inky. Like you wouldn't believe. Can he at least stick to a nickname? Really? Oh, totally. She's like won awards and stuff. She has? Can I see them? In fact, I could snap some glamour shots for you. No need, dude. I already got pictures on my phone. No, I mean, hold on. I picked my backpack up off the floor, unzipping it and retrieving my beloved camera from it. I'm actually into photography. The Dino Man reaches for the well-aged DSLR, and on instinct I swat his hand away. Hey! Sorry. Force of habit. What do you think, Olivia? She eyes me up and down from the same furrowed brow. Aren't you the guy that ate dirt in gym yesterday? Yep, no. I shoot Damien a quick, dirty glance before returning to look at Olivia. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad. It wasn't! And how does everyone seem to know about it? Damien looks aside sheepishly. I may have had a hand spreading the story around. I thought it was funny! Don't worry, though. Everyone has some embarrassing story. One time I got my frills stuck in the bathroom stall. I didn't need to know that. It took him an hour to get it out. See, everybody's got something. Olivia pops a chip into her jaws, her face looking out to nowhere as if she's thinking of something. Damien leans close to me. One of his frills extends to hide from Olivia. Dude, I haven't seen her talk this much during lunch since last year. She said 3 things, and one of them was a grunt. Why the secrecy? It's like a secret meeting. Those are cool. Uh-huh. But yeah, this is something else. She's really warming up to you, I can tell. He sits back down properly. Honestly, this whole thing's a little creepy. She's probably not a bad person to talk to, but Damien isn't helping any. As eager as I am to make new friends this year, this is definitely not how I thought it would pan out. Maybe it's best that I get through lunch quickly and quietly. At least I have a spot to sit during lunch. Not like I'd have any other options. Ah, there you are, Inko! A voice rings out to greet me, which catches our attention. I see a familiar, bespectacled face walk over to us with a lunch tray in his hands. Hey, there's the fucking nerd. Glad to see you made it to our lunch this time. Oh, hey, Ben. I'm guessing you and Inky here already met? Introduced myself after I bumped into him the other day. Speaking of bumps, you should have seen Inky here yesterday. Damon lets out a cackle and slaps me on the back, igniting the gym pains in my body and almost knocking my glasses off. Ben gives a cornered half smile. Concerned half smile. This must be my eternal torment for the rest of the semester. Yeah, about yesterday. Ben looks down the aisle of chatting students and signals to someone with his head. Standing 10 feet away from us is an imposing-looking dinosaur girl with blonde hair, crimson scales, and sporting a fiery red leather jacket. Ben motions for her to come closer with a soft smile on his face and a nod. And she smiles back, though her own is noticeably strained. Okay, I'm here. She slowly makes her way over, and I notice how some of the students begin to quiet down as she passes them by. Oh dear God, she's a punk rocker. As she gets closer, her intense presence invades me, and even though we're about the same height, I feel like an ant about to get crushed under her boot. Some guys are into that. Somewhere in me, a synapse connects her face to the tasting bright red rubber yesterday. I really wish it hadn't. Inko, Mia here has something she'd like to say to you. Mia stays silent, but strides the last couple steps rigidly to stand right in front of me. She sucks in air through her teeth. Sorry. The corner of the girl's lips start to rise. I didn't mean to knock your lights out. Behind her, I notice Ben wincing. The girl lets out a laugh and lays an arm around my shoulder, her smile growing wide once more. Heat creeps along my face as her muzzle nears my ear, especially when a puff of hot air blows by the lobe. The heat is torn away, though, when I feel her fingers stick roughly into my shoulder and her sharp hiss of a whisper scrapes my eardrum. The ball was being nice, Baldy. The ball was me being nice, Baldy. Screw the class over again and I'll fucking end you. Nodding and understanding, Mia pushes away from me with a small cheer. See, all clear now, Benny boy. Mia, that's not quite... Ah, boo, you know how I am. Her eyes flutter as she looks his way. Yes, I know, but you promised you would be nicer, I know, and I was. So I'll be seeing you later tonight, Benny. Just like we promised. She waves us off collectively and backs into the crowd, vanishing before either of us could fully process her words and actions. Damien nudges my side. Dude, I think she likes you. Ben sighs. Sorry about that, Inko. I heard earlier what had happened at PE and connected the dots. Mia comes off as rough around the edges, but she's actually really sweet. I'll talk to her about it more later. You and her, huh? Heh! Yeah, since the start of high school. The classic jock and nerd pairing. Sounds like you're living the dream. You know it! Yeah, but I'm sorry your first impression of her isn't ideal. It's fine. It was just dodgeball, not like she was looking to do something. Yeah. Damien? Damien looks up from the rest of his meal, having selectively heard his name. Could you not spread rumors about your fellow classmates? No worries. Nico and I are cool. That still doesn't make it right. Yeah, sure. Sir, yes, sir, yeah. He gives Bane a lazy salute. Ben merely sighs as he places his tray on the table and makes himself comfortable in the seat next to me. As he settles in, Ben notices my camera, still out on the table. Oh, is this your camera? Oh, Oh yeah, I was showing it to Damon and Olivia earlier. May I? I feel my instincts kick in for a moment before remembering that Ben also works with a camera. Sure, have a look. I watch as Ben gingerly picks up my camera and gives it a thorough inspection. I must say, as far as standard DSLRs go, yours is in very good quality. It's nothing too special, really, just something I picked up a while back. Well, you have good taste in camera models. He hands me back my camera, which I place back into my backpack. Thanks. With something like that, it'd be easy to get some great shots. Well, I do have a small collection in my portfolio drive. A portfolio? Ah, man. I'd only just got mine a month ago. I bet you got a dozen pieces to choose from the New Year's art contest. The what? He missed that announcement. The announcement? The school has an annual art contest at the start of every new year. The winner gets a small cash prize, but the bigger prize is the fact that the winner's piece is submitted for publication in a couple big-time magazines. What the fuck? Get back here, Olivia! Oh. Oh, wow! That sounds awesome. Of course, that also means a lot of the students plan ahead and work all summer for something to submit. Did you do anything for it, Ben? You know it. Well, good luck. Liz said she turned in the perfect piece yesterday. Okay, now I'm interested. Finally, a chance to show my real skill at something I'm good at. Oh, Olivia could help you out. With our shots and your art, you two could totally win. Right, Olivia? Olivia? We all turn our heads to Olivia, only to realize that she's disappeared. When did she leave? A while ago. Confused, I scan around the cafeteria. My eyes manage to spot her through the crowd of students. She's rolling away towards the cafeteria doors, and quickly. Just like that, I lose sight of her as fast as I've seen her. I turn to look at Damien and Ben. Damien not only looks puzzled, but also disappointed for some reason. Ben, meanwhile... well, he almost looks annoyed that Olivia left. Guess she hasn't changed. So it seems. The venomous sting to his words makes me feel like there's more going on than I'm aware of. I decide to try not to pry into it and instead bring the conversation back. Well, I still want to try. You can upload your submissions on the school's website. Oh, I'll need an account. You don't have one? Don't think so. I've only been told to get me that stuff by the end of the week. Sounds about right. Truthfully, it takes maybe 5 minutes at most to deal with that. Then why wait? Nobody wants to deal with it. Guess I'll wait then. Ben scratches the side of his head. I think there's someone in Stuco that can help you out, actually. It's the treasurer's duty day today. So that's where Liz ended up. I don't know any names, so maybe. Guess I'll get to meet Liz sooner rather than later. I think I'll take care of it before lunch is over then. See you in class, Ben. Sure thing. See you later, Damien. Deuces, man! Tell Liz I said hi! I grab some of the leftover snacks from the table in my backpack and head out to the cafeteria. Finally, I can show off my skills, show that I'm capable as an artist as anyone else here. Okay, we're going to put a pin in it here, everybody. I know there's not much going on other than just me reading, but I hope you're liking it. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what you think about this game in the comments below. And we'll see all you know, bros. Later. Peace for now. Bye!